Okay guys, we're just going to do some revision on the analysed cash book, balancing that analysed cash book, transferring those amounts to our ledgers, and finally doing a trial balance. If you don't have your record books home with you, then you can rule out the page similar to the record book. So in front of me here, I have record book number 1, 2 and 3. Okay, so I'm going to start off record book 1. Okay, so record book 1, analyze cash book. Right, okay, so debit side on the left hand side is money that's coming in. Okay, credit side, money going out. Okay, so remember, when we're doing it, we label up debit, the side money coming in, and credit, money going out. Okay, so let's look at typically what would be in our analyzed cash book. Okay, so we will have our total here. Okay, so every single transaction must go in there. Every transaction must go in. All right, what we will have then is breakdown of individual sources of income. Okay, so that could be wages. Okay, it could be child benefit. Okay, and then on the credit side, again, we have our total. And then we could have, okay, groceries or shopping. We could have electricity. We could have gas. Okay, so breaking those down into different individual transactions, right? The important thing here that we have to remember is how to balance the analyzed cash book. Okay, so remember, okay, what we're doing, right? We are balancing the total of the debit side against the total from the credit side. So line, underline. Okay, so we do that both on debit and credit side. All right, we add up the biggest side. Okay, so let's say if that is the debit side, we add up this side. We transfer that figure across to the credit side in here. We add up the totals of all the credit side and take it away from this figure. Okay, so what we're going to have then is balance, carry down, okay, which is the difference between all these and this here of a figure. And we bring that back below on the debit side, we call it balance, brought down, and whatever that figure is. Okay, so that's a quick revision on our analyzed cash book. So each of those transactions then have to be entered into our ledgers. Okay, so we're going to have a ledger account for each of these items. Okay, so if we take out record book 3, we can start looking at transferring those figures to our ledgers. So for each heading that's in our analyzed cash book, we're going to have a separate ledger account for those. All right, so if we take this as an example, right, we're going to have a wages account. Okay, so we'll have debit and credit side. Okay, we're going to have a child benefit, debit and credit. We could have shopping, debit, credit, electricity, debit, credit, and gas, debit, credit. Right, so every transaction that's in our analyzed cash book must be entered into the ledger account. If it is on the debit side of the analyzed cash book, it must be on the credit side here. So wages figure would be here, child benefit here on the credit side. Okay, those entries that are on the credit side in the analyzed cash book, shopping, electricity and gas, will be on the debit side here. Right, if there's more than one transaction, you need to balance the account the same as you balance the account in the analyzed cash book. Then moving on to our trial balance. Right, a trial balance is just a list of all the balances. A list of balances, right? So record book 2. Okay, so we have trial balance. Okay, we have debit and credit. Okay, so list of our total balances from the debit and credit side. Okay, so just looking at the ledgers. Okay, first of all, we're going to have wages. Okay, so wages. The wages total was on the credit side, so therefore it's going to be on the credit side of your trial balance. Child benefit was the same. Child benefit here. Okay. Then we had 3 transactions that were on the debit side. Okay, so we had shopping, electricity, and gas. So shopping, electricity, and gas in here. Okay, on the debit side. And finally, then we had our analyzed cash book. Okay, so we said that on the analyzed cash book, just taking that back, the analyzed cash book, the balance was on the debit side. Okay, so cash. All right, final thing then. We add up the total debits, we add up the total credits, and everything should be equal. Okay, there's a question to follow.